This person is asking what it's like living in Illinois, and the answer is it's good and bad. It's good and bad. The bad part about Illinois. Here's an example. The government for the state of Illinois can move slowly, especially when you want/need them to move rapidly. My wife was with an employer for 10 years. They brought in somebody to manage over her that clashed with her, and a company that quite literally she built, a facility that she literally built from the ground up. When she went to work for the company, they just had a lease on land. She built the facility from the ground up, staffed it, equipped it, ran it for 10 years, but didn't bounce back from COVID the way they wanted to. So they brought in this other guy to manage over her, and they clashed, and she left. And when she left, she said, oh, "Okay, so I'm leaving. Here's my 30 days notice. I'm giving you plenty of notice. I'm going to make sure that you're set up, that I'm not just walking out the door on you. And oh, by the way, I'm owed this much vacation time for this year." She was just trying to take the vacation she had in that year, and the guy that they brought in to manage over her said, "No, we're not giving you any." So she went back and forth with him a little bit and said, "Listen, man, I'm being polite. You really owe me 4 years of vacation because we have a rollover policy. It accumulates, and there's a shit ton of time over the course of the last decade that I didn't take vacation because I was giving my time to you guys to help build this. I'm just asking for the week that I had for this year." And he said no. So she filed a complaint for all of it. We're talking about $30,000 worth of back vacation time. That's been going on for almost 2 years. And she doesn't have, while there's a case and a case officer, she doesn't even have a court assignment yet. 2 years. That's the bad part of living in Illinois. The good part about living in Illinois? Well, at least where I'm at here in Northern Illinois, one of the good parts about living in Northern Illinois is that you're in a more of a progressive area. You're in the Chicagoland area. You've got the third largest city in your backyard. There are roughly 9 million somewhat like-minded individuals living among you. You have access to thousands of restaurants, entertainment, arts, sporting events, comedy shows, you name it. You've got the beautiful lakefront. You've got, for me personally, you got the change of seasons. That's really key for me, right? I need a change. I don't want it to be warm all the time. I don't want it to be cold all the time. Unfortunately, we get really fucking humid during the summertime and we get really fucking cold in the wintertime, but it all balances out because you get wonderful springs, incredible early summers, insane falls. And when you hit Chicago just right, especially around the holidays, it's downright magical. On top of that, you have, in my opinion, an oasis in the Midwest. We're surrounded by Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, and Kentucky. We're surrounded by a lot of red, which means we have a lot of regressive politics in the Midwest. And we in Illinois, sort of, Minnesota does as well, we stand out as a blue oasis in the Midwest. And you'd be shocked how many people from those red states come to Illinois because of the things that they can do and get in Illinois that they can't get in their own states. Now, there's the reverse. Illinois is extraordinarily regressive when it comes to fireworks. We're not allowed to own fireworks. We got to go to get our fireworks from Indiana. Conversely, those other states, I think there might be one or two that might have recently passed legalization, but the other states, they need to come here to get their herb. They need to come here to get an abortion. They need to come here in order to find work in a lot of cases. So you got a lot of good parts about Illinois. We have two major airports in our backyard. That's good. We have access to international travel as well as domestic travel at the drop of our hat. We can get on a train. We can get on a bus. We can get on a plane. Hell, we can get on a ship and go somewhere. So a lot of options in Illinois. The government can move slow. No doubt about that. It costs a little bit more to live in Illinois. You get a little bit more, but it costs a little bit more. And at least we understand people's personal freedoms. Their medical decisions are theirs. Who they marry is up to them. And if you come here, if you do the heavy lifting and you leave your nation and you come to the United States in search of a better life, but the line's too long and you just need to be able to put a roof over your head now, so you're just looking for a job, at least our state says, we got you, man. And for that, I'm very appreciative of the state I grew up in, the state I currently live in, the state I will most likely die in. Not to mention the fact we're one of those donor states. So those neighboring states stay alive because of our tax dollars, while they simultaneously bitch about us being the takers, the ones on welfare.